How's it going, everyone? Before we get into today's video, I just want to take a second and welcome you to Lights Over Loveland. And if you're new here, please follow, subscribe, check out my other content. If you're into UAP consciousness, exploring this phenomenon through actual sightings and also through past religions and different spiritual practices, this is the place to be. And to help grow this community, I actually just created a brand new Discord server and a Patreon. So if you'd like to join the Discord, it's completely free. The link is in my bio. Check it out and join a community of like-minded people who are interested in studying this phenomenon through all kinds of different lenses, just trying to figure out answers and really trying to understand what the phenomenon is, where it came from, and if it's been here the whole time, because that's kind of what I'm uncovering as I'm researching into this. This isn't something new. This is something ancient that has been here the entire time. We've just lost that connection. Check out the Discord server, and if you'd like to help support a little bit more, you can join my Patreon. I created a tier that's $5 a month called the Light Keepers, where you'll get exclusive access to behind the scenes content. You'll also get my raw footage, and you'll get some special perks in the Discord server. So if you'd like to help me grow this community and like to help me further my research and just help be able to create better content and videos for all of you, then check it out. I'd love to have you there, and I'd love to bring this conversation over to the Discord. And one final thing, another way you can help support this channel is I have my merch store, which is also linked in my bio. And come check out my store. I have all kinds of different designs. I have shirts, mugs, sweatshirts, all kinds of cool stuff. So if you'd like to help support in a different way and get your hands on some cool merch that you can wear around, check that out. Now let's get into the video.
What are those? What are those?
Today's video, we are exploring the Winged Orb. We're going to be exploring its origins and where it's been seen throughout history. I've spent the last few weeks staring at this shape, analyzing the footage frame by frame, just trying to break down and figure out, what did I see? Is this a bird, or is this something else? We are told that human history is a straight line, that we started out primitive and got more advanced. But what if these lights, these orbs, aren't new? What if this is one of the oldest stories in all of human history? To understand what I caught on camera, we have to go back to the very beginning, ancient Egypt. Look at the stone carving of the pharaohs Amenhotep. Above the king, you see the winged sun. Experts say this wasn't just a symbol for a god. It meant that the king and the sun were actually merged into one thing. It was a living, flying presence. And the symbol is so powerful, it didn't stay in Egypt. I found this image from Laurel Hill Cemetery in Pennsylvania, carved in the 1800s. Why would American architects put an Egyptian UFO on a tombstone? Because they knew the secret meaning. The winged orb represents the soul rising. It represents immortality. They believe that this shape is the vehicle the soul takes to leave this dimension. From the pharaohs of 3000 BC to the cemeteries of Pennsylvania, the message is the same thing. The orb is a vehicle. But the most shocking discovery I made wasn't in a temple. It was in an old alchemy book from the 1500s called the Rosary of the Philosophers. Look at this drawing. It shows a winged sun hovering over a tomb filled with water. In alchemy, this represents the moment the spirit descends down into the physical world to transform it. It's not just a craft in the sky, it's a symbol of spiritual contact. The alchemists believed that if you purified your mind, the winged solar self would appear to you. This connects directly to the work of Diana Pasulka, the author of American Cosmic. She suggests that the UFO phenomenon interacts with our consciousness. Is that what I saw in Loveland? Did I see a craft, birds, or did I see a projection of consciousness itself? Now let's look at the Christian connection. We are told that angels look like humans with wings. But look at this French manuscript from the 1300s. These are the Seraphim. They are the highest order of angels. They don't have human bodies. They are red. They look like fire and are composed almost entirely of wings. Or look at this depiction of the cherub. It's a geometric nightmare of wings and heads. This matches the ancient descriptions of the copper serpent or flying elements of the sun. When St. Francis of Assisi had his famous vision up on the mountain, he didn't see a man. He saw a seraph with 6 fiery, shining wings come down from the heavens. The Bledsoe family, who have documented more of this than anyone, famously have called them not birds. In one of their previous festivals, hundreds of people witnessed these not birds, and they were luminous orbs with wings flying directly over the crowd on the beach. Is this what I recorded as well? We have spent 5,000 years carving the symbol into stones, painting it in Bibles, and etching it into our tombstones. It is the symbol of protection, of the soul, of the divine presence. When I look at my video now, I don't see birds. I see the living light that humanity has been chasing since the beginning of time. And the craziest part, it's still here, watching. Perhaps waiting for humanity to evolve our consciousness to a higher level of awareness so we may be able to interact with these beings and get back to that advanced civilization that existed before the Great Reset, which is a myth that is in almost all religions and would be a fascinating topic for a future video. And being able to see that the Winged Orb has been documented through all kinds of different cultures through thousands of years was so fascinating to me. So much of this really is just our remembering. We're remembering the information that's within. I just think that there's so much more to this reality than we've been told, and it's so much more magical than we've been led to believe. Look at all of our religions and myths throughout history. They all involve these mystical beings that usually come from the sky, and they show up and have helped humanity progress. Look at these ancient structures that exist on the planet, such as the pyramids, Göbekli Tepe, all these different crazy places that shouldn't exist. They break the standard belief that society started out as hunter-gatherers, stone collectors that didn't know any of these advanced concepts. These people were highly intelligent. They were able to align megalithic structures with millions of stones, exactly with the stars. I think it's time that academia and all these other people that are trying to keep people stuck and not look outside the box, it's time for them to step back and let true discovery take hold again. What happened to humans in their thirst for knowledge and discovery? Look what happened when the space race was created. Look at the teamwork, the cohesion of the country at that point. Now, imagine we could do that on a global scale with all of humanity. Imagine there was something we could all work towards together. Imagine the advancements that we could make in technology, in healthcare, in human betterment, and just living quality of everyone on this planet. Everyone would have food, shelter, healthcare. Everyone would have the freedom to go out and do the things that they love doing. That passion, the desires that they want to help share with humanity. I think we need something to bring us all together. And I think this is that thing. I think there's just some very old powers that have been in control for a long time, and we need to get rid of them somehow so we can move forward. I hope you enjoyed this dive into this topic. And this isn't even the video that I was planning on making this week. It happened because I recorded the footage that I recorded. I want to point out right there, that's like divine intervention. These are the signs, the synchronicities that you need to follow in your life. I had a whole completely different video script all planned out, and then I saw whatever I saw and I recorded it. The very same day I posted that, someone else sent me a message on my Instagram of Alex from Bledsoe Said So had shared on his story the Winged Orbs. It was the seraphs, the different images of these different things throughout history. And that's what sparked the idea for this video. It wasn't on my radar. This is how the universe speaks to you. This is how God speaks to you. So I hope you can take from this real world example and see that it doesn't have to be some grand gesture to receive communication. It could be something so subtle that you don't even notice until a couple days later. I ask you, please stay open-minded out there. Let's have open beliefs. Let's create a scale. Most likely on one side, least likely on the other side, and you don't have to say 0% chance on anything or 100% chance on anything. It can be in the middle. That's where pretty much everything exists. Nothing hardly is that extreme, that definitive. I invite you to be open-minded. I invite you to let curiosity into your life. I think as adults we lose that spark of curiosity that we have as kids. And I think one of the greatest challenges in adulthood is refinding that spark of that creativity, that joy, the happiness that you had when you were a kid, when you really thought that anything was possible. Because then you become an adult and you realize anything is possible, but we get distracted. Things happen in our life. We take detours. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm not sure what we're going to cover in the next one. Something that's been popping up a lot lately, and especially I just watched the brand new Jesse Michaels with Joe Rogan last night, is the Book of Enoch. So I think that would be a wonderful video to do. I don't know much about the Book of Enoch, and from what I've heard is it's fascinating, and who knows? We may be the giants that destroyed the planet, and maybe they're coming back to help us understand what happened and maybe move on. I don't know, but it's fun to think about, and I love the possibilities. So I ask you, please keep an open mind out there. Don't trap yourself in any beliefs, and just ask the universe to bring you whatever knowledge or information that you're looking for. And it might show up in ways that you're not even thinking about. Like when I first got into the UFO topic, I was asking for knowledge and wisdom over and over and over again in the beginning, when I thought these were nuts and bolts crafts and aliens from outer space. You know what I found? I found the Bledsoes and Bledsoe Said So. And guess what? What does Ryan do? He provides you with knowledge and wisdom. And I learned so much about so many different religions and practices throughout history that I was completely blind to, had no idea. And realizing that there's a lot of things out there that actually resonate with me. And growing up, I was brought up in the Catholic religion, and it just struck a nerve with me. It never hit. It never made sense. So I chose to not be religious. I chose to not believe in God, because I believed that was the God I had to worship. being open-minded to the possibility that what you believe may not be the truth, or it may not be the whole truth. I think we don't need to be so bound to a belief. I think people who let religion rule over their life are missing the whole point. Religion is supposed to bring you to God, to make you feel reconnected, which is something that you have the power to do always. It's within you. You don't need a middleman. You don't need a religion, a church, whoever to tell you you have to do this to get to God. I'm here to tell you that's not how it works. I'm here to tell you that you are always in contact with God. And it's up to you to look for the signs and listen to them, or to keep following wrong paths and not pay attention to the synchronicities that appear in your life. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will catch you all in the next one. I hope your day is filled with love and light, and stay tuned because we're just getting started.